Hey guys, what's going on? Coming into the live stream a little bit early so we can go ahead and just kind of get some things worked out, get things set up, make sure that it's all working correctly. So as people start to come in, go ahead and drop a hello in the live chat down below, and we'll get started soon. I'm still looking through some of the questions that I've received via Facebook and stuff, but we will go ahead and start answering questions here in a little bit. The show isn't set, or I'm not set to go live until 7 p.m., so we've got a little bit of time. Pay attention to see if anybody's jumping in, and right now we've got a big 0. Yeah, that's what happens when you do these things live. Just a minute. Hey, what's going on, Brian? What's going on, buddy? Thanks for dropping on in. Yeah, it's got quite a few questions that have been coming in over the last few weeks, and I'm going to start answering some of those questions. And if you got any questions yourself, go ahead and drop them in the chat below, and see what we can do about answering those. So let's see what we got. I got some special requests that I dare not talk about in the live stream. I'm in Houston, buddy. Houston, Texas. Yes, where are you located at? What's going on, Backyard Combi? What are you guys doing out there? Getting work done? You're getting after it, buddy. Good to see you getting some of the stuff knocked out on your... You got a bus and a bug, right? That's right. Really hot. Wilmington, North Carolina. You guys got a show coming up pretty soon out in the Carolinas. A really big show. I saw it posted on the Facebook groups not too long ago. I really need to get a trailer for those long distance drives, because I'd love to be able to bring Goose out to some of those shows that are a little bit farther than I would like to drive her on the open road. Every time I get on the freeway around here, the dangerous freeway is I-45. Every time I get in the freeway, it's balls to the wall, baby. I gotta stay in that gas pedal to get around those dummies, because it's a dangerous place. What's going on, Steven? How's it going, buddy? Athens, Georgia. Good stuff. Yeah, is it really hot down there? Are you in Backyard Combi? Are you in Florida with Gary and Jawbreaker? Are you down in that area? Bonatit. Hey, what's going on, man? 64 bus, 66 bug. Teaching myself metal shaping. I bet you that is some work. Oh, I got the Berg 5-speed in Goose, so she cruises pretty nice, about 80, I would say around 4,000 RPMs at 80 miles per hour. She's no problem doing that, but she's a fly girl, and I don't really like having her on the freeway too long. People are dumb. People are dumb drivers. Hey, Tony from Florida, Santa Barbara, California. Oh man, you're out in Cali. You're out in the Mecca. California is where all the good stuff is. That's where Dave Foltz is, man. That's the guy that took care of my my transmission for me. He really knows what he's doing. The local guy I had here work on it didn't have a damn clue what he was doing. So I shipped it out and sent it out to Dave. He's in Ontario, California. Santa Barbara. Good stuff. What's the weather like out there right now? From what it looks like on the map, it's getting a little warm out in California too. What's next for my Beetle? Well, for the next video, it's probably going to be one I've been working on for a while. It's going to be over the entire build for the turbo. I've got that thing broken down. I think it's almost 40 videos for the turbo build. I'm going to condense it down to one video. One video that just time lapses everything, kind of throws it all together. So there's been a lot of ask for that, and I'm going to go ahead and finish it up. It's been some work putting that video together. But as far as what's going to be next for Goose, let's see. I got my front stabilizer bar I want to work on, and the reason is because I got one of those empty 2-inch narrowed that I turned into a 4-inch narrowed stabilizer bar, and it's got those cheapo holds that hold it to the lower control arms, and I want to go ahead and replace those with some CSP ones that I picked up. Pretty fancy, a lot nicer. So probably gonna do some front end work, and yeah, That's about it. It's so nice having disc brakes all the way around because I don't have to adjust the brakes anymore. That used to be a real thing on those rear drums for sure. Nasty usually in the 70s, but it's been 100 for the last couple of days. Yeah, California is melting. It is melting. Thank you guys for joining in to the live stream tonight. For y'all aren't very busy on a Sunday, or was it Monday? Looking forward to this short week. It's been I took off like Thursday and Friday too, and it's been a super nice long weekend. So just hanging out, working on Goose and doing a few things here and there, and Envy. You guys watched the last video, you know that I named the engine Envy because, believe me, it just fits. It's a good name. Brian, you're rebuilding 1600. I bought a 74 a month ago. Body is shot, pulled the motor and trans. I haven't done this since 1985. I'll send some pics. Good stuff, man. It's it comes back to you though, doesn't it? I remember before I got Goose, all my bugs have been well spread out. When I was in the Air Force, I had a couple bugs. I restored one for my when I was married. I restored what was it? It was a 78 convertible. And it was like a rough restore. You don't get it back on the road. Redid the top. It was the first convertible top I had ever done, and it went pretty good. This is back before the internet was really a thing, and you didn't really have a lot of resources, so I was kind of just winging it. And let me tell you what, when I cut that convertible top, because I didn't realize when you get a convertible top that it's not cut for the window at all in the back of that thing. So, hey, what's going on? Well, it was not cut, so you have to cut that convertible top yourself. So for the longest time I had it all installed, and I was driving around in that convertible with no back window because I was scared to cut that back window for that convertible, the back window for it, because you got to put that frame in there and stuff. And it was when I cut it, it was almost perfect. And I say almost perfect because I have OCD pretty bad when it comes to certain things, and it was off by probably like 1/8 of an inch, so it kind of sat just a little bit the wrong way. Boy, that used to drive me crazy. I used to try to tug it, go back there and kind of mess with it to get it to straighten out that little bit, but I could never get that out of there. No back window is the way to go. Not when my ex-wife was driving it. She wasn't a bad driver per se, but in Italy, I was stationed in Italy, everybody else there, you need that back window, brother. It's a lifesaver. Oh man, but my dad's got a convertible 67 that I'm trying to work out getting from him. I want that to be the next project that I do on the channel, is restoring that bad boy. And yeah, it's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth. He doesn't. It's one of those ones. It's one of those. He's one of those guys. It's like he's got 50 million projects, and that's one of the sitting in the garage with a cover over it now, and it's probably been sitting for years. And back before I could afford to buy my dream car, the Goose that I have now, I had that 67 with me for a long time, and I was working on it, trying to work the angles to let me buy it from him. No sir, Bob. But he was more than happy to let me work on it. put all that maintenance in there. All right, guys, it's 7:05, so we're well into the live feed. Do me a favor, if you guys can, if you haven't done so already, like this stream so that it can get out there and people can see what's going on. If you want to share it, that'd be great too. Get on the Facebook groups and sharing it. You know that I like to plaster the Facebook groups whenever I put out a new video, but if you want to put this out there so people can jump in. If you have any questions, hit me up in the chat if you got anything you want to add in, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the questions that I have received, and we'll go from there. I was just kind of expecting AJ to drop in here too at some point. He's one of the guys that puts out all the good content on what shows are coming. He actually turned his Facebook page into a strictly Volkswagen shows type page, and he is on the JW Classic VW Facebook group. And if you guys don't know already, I've had some questions asking about the files location. So if you have anything thing that you want to add to the Facebook group, it's always a good deal too. So you can email me if you have any Volkswagen related files, or like maybe how to tune certain things. I've worked on Webers, but I have not worked on all the different carburetors that are out there. So if you have some information on how to tune that stuff, you can shoot that over to me and I will upload it to the Facebook group. And my Facebook group, or our Facebook group, the JW Classic VW Facebook group, is one of no bullshit. Which pretty much means if somebody's asking a question and it's a good question, we're going to answer the question. We don't give people shit. And I'm going to, excuse me, pardon my French, guys. I usually don't curse when I'm doing my videos, so if that offends anybody, I'm sorry. I don't like the Facebook groups out there, the Volkswagen ones where people are out there just giving each other hate. I'm a firm believer in zero hate, no hate. So like pretty much if anybody drops any crappy comments on my videos, they're gone as soon as they happen. The same way in the Facebook group. If anybody drops any advertisements in there, or trying to sell anything, or is giving anybody kind of crap, or just, you know, spam, I am on it. I'm like, bam, it's gone, man. I don't have anything to do with that stuff. So feel free to ask questions in the Facebook group. That's my little PSA. Feel free to ask questions in the Facebook group, and everybody so far from what I've seen is jumps right in there with any kind of advice or help that they might have. So a little parched. All right, what's going on? I got a Jason 65 sunroof here. Oh, sweet, buddy. Does that sunroof work good? I hear that sometimes those. Is it one of the crank sunroofs? Do they have those in 65, or is it a pop-up one? Is it one of the aftermarket ones where you gotta unhinge the thing and pop it up? Because my dad had one of those back in the day. I remember that. He had a Baja with a sunroof in it, but it was like an aftermarket one where he had to like just pop it up. It wasn't a crank one of the VW OG ones. 67 is a tough year. Well, a specific year only parts. Yeah. I wouldn't say I would restore that convertible. I think I would probably do what I do to Volkswagens, which is make them fast. Make them fast. Make them fast. All right, let's look at some of these questions, guys. Let me turn over here. If at any time we lose the audio, jump in here, guys, and say the audio is gone, because I'm still kind of working through this OBS software, which is what I'm live streaming with right now. And sometimes it gets a little tricky. All right, this one comes from Vaughn Fuller. He had a question, and these ones came from the website, guys. If you didn't know already, I have a website where you can go ask questions too. Plus, it's where I'm going to be popping in all the merchandise and video stuff there. So when I start putting out t-shirts, oh, J.C. Whitney. I remember being a kid. No, totally getting off topic already. I remember being a kid with J.C. Whitney, and like, I spent some quality time on the toilet going through my J.C. Whitney catalog with all the dreams. All this stuff I was going to get from my bug someday. Like, I'm truly, like, Volkswagens was all I dreamt about when I was a kid. That's all I wanted, was to someday have a turbo oval window. And I don't know what it was about oval windows, but yeah, I spent a lot of time looking through that J.C. Whitney catalog. Kind of like, back when prices were cheaper too. You guys remember what the prices were? Things were a little bit more cheaper. The J.C. Whitney catalog. Any of my military guys out there too, you know all about that AAFES catalog from back in the day. Whenever it came around Christmas time and you were a kid, that there's a lot of time spent in the catalogs. What is your trick for those leaking bolts on the valve covers? Oh, the trick to leaking bolts, and some of you guys are gonna want to do this probably, is Loctite. Red Loctite or blue Loctite is the way you keep those bolts on the valve covers from leaking. There's supposed to be a seal there too. Like, I have a little O-ring that I put on mine, and I bought a O-ring kit. So there's an O-ring that goes on there, and it also keeps those bolts from coming loose too, because they don't have the nylock on those, which would be kind of nice to have the nylock built into them, but they don't. Let's see what you got here. Tax-free, yes. Being overseas was tax-free. It always seemed like they would want to charge you a little bit more for things, though. So, was it really tax-free? I don't know. I still have my first JC Whitney. Whatever. You still got your first JC Whitney catalog, man. I got a bunch of old VW trends and hot VW magazines stuck in the back somewhere. You know, they're also toilet reading material. So the question from Vaughn Fuller, he says, "Hey Jason, I'm a longtime fan and follower of the channel. I was looking for the place where you got the bumpers, the all aluminum bumpers that I have on Goose, and the aluminum brackets that came up with those. You can get both of those from CIP1. They're on there. Let me see. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip to the other screen real quick, and if I lose audio, let me know, because if I lose audio, that's no good. Ooh, I got bright. Let me see if I can find these bumpers real quick and show you what we're talking about here. CIP1 is where I go for most of my parts, honestly. Them or CB Performance, but CIP1 when I have big orders, or I want to order quite a few things, which pretty soon I'll be getting back on the 40 horsepower build, so I'm going to order some new rings before I do the pistons. So that 40 horsepower build is coming soon to finish that up. And what is that engine for? I have no idea. That 40 horsepower engine is going to be off to the side for, I don't know. You guys ever have a spare engine just lying around? That's probably gonna be my spare engine, not for Goose, because I don't think I could ever get a regular engine back in there working, working right. I'd have to deadhead the whole fuel system to set it up to run on a single carburetor. But let's see. Yeah, it's just gonna be spare engine because, you know, once I have a house and a bigger garage, I'm going to have a yard full of cars like 5150. I'm gonna get like 50 Volkswagens in the backyard before I get married again. That's the plan. Because then she can be mad all she wants. I'm like, I had these before we got married, honey. He's got the diamond in the rough for a wife. That's all about letting him buy all those cars. Because I tell you what, that's a rare thing, rare thing to find. Let's see if I can find these bumpers. Let's see, Grood bumpers. What are they? All aluminum bumpers. It should be pretty easy to find on CIP1. Oh, there's one right there. So I'll show you guys. Oh, that is not one. How many of you guys like searching through the Volkswagen sites just to get lost in those and look at things that you would like to buy for your car? How many of you guys just have parts sitting around without a car for them yet? I'm one of those guys. Oh man, I've been holding on to Volkswagen parts since I was overseas, and when I haven't had a Volkswagen for like 10 years, and I've been lugging around Volkswagen parts because that's what we do. It's part of the addiction, man. We never throw away Volkswagen parts. Are you crazy? No way, Jose. Let's see. Oh, there they are. Aluminum. Build a car around a set of wheels. There. That's right. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna flip you guys over to the other page now, where you can see these bumpers that Vaughn was talking about. Right here, guys. So can you hear my audio? I hope you can. The brackets, which is interesting with these bumpers right here, these brackets, you have to drill the holes into the bumpers to get these things to work. And what I ended up doing actually was I drilled and kind of countersunk the holes on the bumpers, and then I went ahead and JB welded the backside to hold the brackets in place, because I was worried that they were going to get pulled through, because I countersunk probably a little bit more material than I should have. Those bumpers have been great. God help me if I ever hit anything with them, because I'm sure that would be a bad day. But yeah, the way that I got everything lined up was I just put the bumper on with a couple of clamps, you know, some of those just like wood clamps. Got it all straight where I wanted to be, and then marked my hole locations and then drilled. That was good to go. Good to go. So yeah, Vaughn, if you're on here, or Vaughn, if you tune into this live stream, you'll see that the location where you buy these bad boys is on CIP1. Man, I don't remember them being that expensive. It's $195 per end. Yeah, that's just for the front. Good golly. Okay, here we go. Bug for Life's got a question. Have any dyno sessions or tuning sessions? Tuning tips for turbo or EFI guys? Tuning tips. I'm gonna tell you guys right now that I don't know crap about tuning EFI yet. I was lucky enough when I got Envy. Yes, Envy. When I got Envy, that I already had a tune for 91 octane, so she runs great on that tune. But the key is to get that bad boy to the tuner. Somebody that knows how to work with the current ECU that you're running. Like I'm running a Haltech, so that should be part of your plan. If you're building an EFI build, you need support. So you need to make sure that whoever you're purchasing your ECU through, or whoever you're buying your turbo kit through, is going to be able to support you. Because if you don't have support, you are going to be doing nothing. You're going to be going nowhere fast. So having somebody that can help you out with your tune is ideal. Or they send you, I don't know if they do this or not, I'm not sure, but the guys that build these, like Race Engineering, or the not Race Engineering, but hey, Gary's in the chat. What's up, Gary? You got surgery coming soon, man? I saw some chatter about you being off the YouTube for a little while because you gotta go have, what is it, some shoulder surgery or something? Man, I hope it goes well. I hope that everything goes good, and that my prayers are with you, buddy. Because, yeah, I don't like the doctors at all. And I avoid the doctor's office like it's the plague. I've even given myself stitches before because I don't want to go to the doctor. And I got really good insurance, too. Super glue works wonders. It sure does. But for tuning, yeah, if you buy a turbo engine, I don't know if like Powerhouse, the guy, they do some tuning there in-house, but I don't know if they'll send you a tune. I don't know if they'll like tune it in-house and then, you know, send it to you, because they have a dyno too. Powerhouse has a dyno, so I don't know if they have. They have a rolling dyno too, where you can actually bring in a car and dyno too. But the best way to tune it is to get it to a tuner that knows how to work with, you know, whether if it's FI Tech, oh man, if it's the I don't know with CB, maybe they could log in remotely and help you out. But I would find somebody that has the ECU that you want to work with. Like I have the Haltech, so I already have a tuner locally here, and then to be able to get the car to them. I knew that the tune was good, at least for 91 octane, and I'm gonna get it there eventually. But it's like an all-day process, man. You got to get it there. You got to get it to where it's cold. So I got probably a trailer goose there, and yeah, be there all day because she's not staying overnight. There's no damn way I'm leaving her anywhere because I'm crazy. So what's going on, guys? I got some chatter down here. You're late. You're late to the party. You're never late. You're never late. I don't know how many times I show up towards the end of these live streams just to say hi to people. Whitetail Ranger's been around for a while, buddy. I've seen you on my chats and in my comment section since, I don't know, probably the beginning. So I appreciate your support. So that's the question from Vaughn. Let's move on to the next one since we're taking forever. Taking forever moving on here. I have no organization to this process, guys. This is live and direct. It's from John McLean. He has a question, and I'm going to kind of bring this up real quick, show it off to you guys, because I found this while I was surfing the interweb. Can you guys see the transmission down there? I didn't even know they were selling this thing, man. This is an old post. It's from May of 2021. But they were selling James Dean's 4-speed transmission that was in his 550 Spider. That is pretty rad. You see how it's kind of set up here for display. But I thought that was pretty cool when I found it. And the question comes from John McLean. Hope I'm saying that right. Could a guy flip a transaxle 180 degrees and mount the motor where the back seat is. Like Formula V. You guys have seen the little Formula V racers? There's pretty much no weight at all. I think the VW Life guys have done a couple episodes where they show some of those Formula V races. But this question's kind of like around that. Is it, it is really more of dimensions and would it fit? Do you see any problems? Well, I'm pretty sure that if you try to flip your transaxle in your VW, that you're going to run into all kinds of clearance issues. Now, if you planned on, if like you've got a bug that's already like you're going to gut it and you're going to be cutting the rear luggage area out of it and stuff like that, then you could probably make it happen. Like anything is possible, right? Anything is possible if you got the time and you got the money and you got the know-how. So people always forget about that unless you're going to spend the money on somebody else that has the know-how, which I ain't that guy. I'm gonna struggle all the way through it, and you guys have seen my channel, man. You already know that I might do things 3 or 4 times the wrong way before I figure out how to do it the right way. But I'm figuring it out, and that's because I spend all my money on other things on my car. But I was doing the math, guys, the other day, trying to figure out how much, like, if I were to have paid somebody else to do everything that I've done to Goose and Envy over these last like year and a half or so, and no crap, man, it's probably a good 100 grand, 100 grand of just time and materials into that car. It's like, I would, you guys that work on your own cars out there that have done anything close to even looking at the pricing on turbo motors, I ran into a killer deal when I got Envy, because it was the transmission and the engine that I bought together. It was one of those deals that you just can't pass on, man. It was like I had to sell some kidneys. But yeah, this if you take your, and how did I get to 100 grand? How did I? It's right around there, because if you take a car like, well, Goose has got like a $10,000 paint job right away. Plus, she's a 56 old window ragtop, so there's that. But if you were to take her somewhere and have all the suspension work done that I've done, all the Berg 5-speed work that was done, all the plumbing for the fuel, all the little body mods here and there that had to be done, there was a few of them, and it's basically around $100 to $150 a flag hour to have somebody do that kind of work. And if you guys are in the VW community and you don't realize how expensive it is to have cars worked on, this is where the whole YouTube universe is a blessing to anybody out there that's working on their VWs, because we're here to help you out. We're here to help you out when it comes to your question. That's why I'm doing this live stream. And dude, guys, I get a lot of people reach out to me and try to call me and stuff like that through my Facebook, and I apologize that I'm not readily available to answer those questions, or maybe sometimes I don't respond as quickly as maybe you need, because I know what it's like to be stuck at a certain point on your car, on your VW, and you're just like, I just need a little help. Well, you got to realize, man, I don't have a crap load of subscribers, but I got enough. I got a lot of people that reach out to me, and it's nothing personal, guys. But please don't get irritated with me. And if you do get irritated with me and you start sending me kind of hateful messages, you're gonna be blocked. you're gonna be blocked. All right, moving on to the next question. It's from a longtime VW subscriber and friend from Australia. Kevin Hamline, man, he's on a lot of our channels. He kind of hangs out and kind of hangs out on a lot. Oops, wrong button. He kind of hangs out on a lot of our channels, and ask questions about things. And he's got Betsy over there, so he's pretty comedic in his messages and his questions. So here we go. You got to put yourself in the mental space of a Volkswagen car. You are Herbie in this sense. It says, "Good day, Goose." Betsy here. Betsy is his VW. "I'm a 1963 Beetle. My dad, Kevin, is the one who looks after me with all of his loving care with his hands." Anywho, I've just been viewing your last video. You guys see how old some of these messages are here in a second. Last video, and you're looking mighty fine. I think that he's referring to Goose. And she's looking mighty fine. Could you please ask your daddy where he got the wheel studs and nuts, or did they come with a brake kit? Peace and love, Australia. Well, Kevin, thanks for the question, brother. As far as the wheel studs, I just got them off eBay. There's two different sizes, and I always buy the wrong size, man. I always buy the 14.5 millimeter ones before I buy the 12.5 millimeter studs. So I have a box of studs hanging out in my garage that are the wrong size. So, yeah, but I bought them off eBay, the studs. You can also get, I bought race studs, just something that's, I think that they are like a, shoot, I don't know what the tensile strength is on them, but they're a better race stud, better than the ones you can get from, you know, like the Empy ones you guys can buy, those lug nut sets from Empy that go into the studs on your discs and into where your drums, you can put studs in there. Well, the Empy ones, I've jacked those up I don't know how many times, just because I'm dumb, and I probably burn up tires more than I should. And I haven't put that on video yet. I don't know if I should put reckless shit on on video, even though it would be great for the subscribers, but I don't feel myself doing that, because it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. It's like Gary ending up on the side of the road with a wheel off. Man, that must have been some scary shit, dude. have your drum fall off like that, and I've never seen an axle stub broke off at the end like that. That's some crazy stuff, bro. I'm glad that you didn't go that far. I'm glad that everybody was okay, but good lord, I would have probably peed my pants for sure. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yep. Let's see. We are interested in services. Oh, blocking the hate. Yeah, I don't deal with it, man. There's some of the guys out there in the YouTube world that allow the hate on their channels. I'm not one of them. I cannot stand it. I can't stand negative energy, and I sure as heck I'm not going to grow off of it. So, what do we got here? Unfortunately, there are a few bad apples. Yes, there are a few bad apples out there. I don't know who they are because they've probably been blocked and removed from my stuff. Oh, let's see. Empy's one of... Oh, yeah. Yes, the Empy ones are garbage. They for sure are. I know they have been talking a lot about doing some upgrades. They should really look into upgrading their wheel studs. The wheel stud kits. But me, no, I'm not talking about you. It's my luck. Yeah, well, that's the way it happens though sometimes, right? But I bet you got to roll out that tool bag of yours and do some work with it. Oh, let's see. Next question is from Richard Jett. Richard Jett is another guy that's been up and down. He's been very supportive, guys. He's been very supportive of the channel. And I love that. Anybody that comes in and has some questions. He posted some stuff on the Facebook group, and let's see. Kind of depends on how much use they have. Okay. Oh, yeah. OEM parts can't last forever. That's true. Not with the stuff I'm doing to them. Some of the VW stuff seems to be holding up pretty good. But the next thing we're going to talk about has to do with a serious upgrade. And it has to do with suspension stuff. And that's what Richard Jett's asking about. He says, "Hey guy, hope you have a minute to help me out. I would greatly appreciate it if you have some time." And this is one of the questions where I actually asked Richard to post it in the Facebook group for some help. The car has been modified. He has a 57 bug that's been modified, but not with an eye on precision. Well, that seems to be the way we run into quite a few things when we find somebody else's handiwork on our classic VWs. I would love to have a modified suspension that can help me get around the mountain corners with no sweat. Sounds like you want a Porsche, brother. Sounds like you want a Porsche. Does anyone make a beefed up front suspension I could purchase and just drop in? Well, there's quite a few different suspension options that VW offers. Well, not VW offers, but different people offer. But most of those are around the idea of dropping or lowering suspension on your VW, not necessarily beefing it up for strength and stability. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Now, Pete with Air Cooled offers a wide variety of suspension components when it comes to the front end. And they're super nice. You're not going to find probably a better front end. Linebug makes a really good front end. But as far as I know, and this is a future upgrade for Goose, let me pop you guys on over to the Samba real quick. To the Samba. Once again, guys, if you lose audio, please let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Hear me. I don't know how many of these live feeds where I've been chatty-catting along, and I guess nobody could hear me. All right, good stuff. So this is the Mendola front end, guys. This thing is pretty insane. Let me see. I wish that they would allow you to really zoom these all up. Show all photos. I'm gonna zoom in. Zoom in. Now, here's the deal. With the Mendola, this is about $3,500 for the front end, but it comes. That's everything. This is through Cool Rides. Cool Ride Customs sells the Mendola front and rear suspensions, and they are pretty nuts. I'm telling you, like, when it comes to power, if you're putting down super power, like if you're dropping in like what I've got, a monster for an engine. It's at some point I'm going to be doing this. The thing is, you got to weld it in. Yeah, you gotta weld this sucker to your right in front of the Napoleon's hat. Right in the suspension area there. These things are pretty nuts. VW Polo racks can work with stock beams. Oh, really? What do you mean, the rack and pinion for like steering? Because when I look at this Mendola front end, I look at the fact that it's got the tubular A-arms on the top and bottom. And that is pretty cool. And then it's got the coilover strut in there, which is just nuts. So scrolling down. Yeah, man. There's one of the subscribers out there that have done or is doing this in his bug. My question is, my curiosity comes with the how much does that sucker weigh? Yeah, it looks pretty damn heavy. I don't know how much it weighs. The tubular stuff's probably pretty light, but that quarter-inch, it looks like quarter-inch steel. That the center members on this thing, it's got some Diplo-Die cuts in there too, maybe to relieve a little bit of the weight, but it looks pretty dang heavy. So that'd be my only concern. And this in the front here, this is the tubular rear suspension. So that'd be my one concern. You're gonna have to have one hell of a power plant to push this thing around with the weight. But heavy means good. Heavy means stability. But that's from Cool Rides is where I also bought the Caffer 6-point rear suspension support that I have, which I really don't feel like I have a rear suspension issue with all of the stuff I've done back there with the sway away torsion springs, the actual spring plates that I'm running, and with the Caffer bar setup, man, it's She's pretty stout, man. I could light the tires up. Like when I had those 50 series tires on there, I had to take those off, man, because I could break those suckers loose so easy in first gear. I was gonna burn those into freaking ash in no time. But Richard, if you're out there, if you're looking for something to be able to go cruise through the mountain turns, and you're gonna have a power plant to push this sucker, man. This would probably be the way I would go. If I'm talking, it's not a Bolton. Don't get me wrong, it's not a Bolton, but and I don't think that it works with swing axle. I think that you're gonna have to swap out to IRS, but don't quote me on that. I'm not positive. Ooh, pretty. That's not a Volkswagen. But yeah, that's that Mendola. That Mendola stuff is no joke. Hey guys, so any questions from you guys out there? I think that's going to be the main ones that I cover tonight. How long have we been talking for? Let's see. Let me see what we got here. We've been live streaming for I don't know, 41 minutes. That's pretty good. Any questions out there, guys? Let me check the chat. Let's see what we got. Heavy can be really nice if it's very low in the car. Let me go back. I have missed all kinds of stuff, I'm sure of it. Did you guys have a good weekend? Get some work done on your cars? Anybody do anything fun or special? Get out there and spend some time with your families, I hope. Let's see. Oh, he was working on how do you say his? I don't know. Andrig or Handrig. He was working on some front suspension stuff, wasn't he? I know that he got his fan worked out to where that was working pretty good. I saw that. Who did a video on that? Man, I can't remember. I really can't remember. Somebody did a video on that fan install. Pretty good stuff. I'm gonna be doing the oil cooler, not oil cooler, but the oil filter housing. I'm gonna be doing one of those pretty soon from Advanced Race Engineering. Advanced Racing. They put one out that has a thermostat built into it that looks pretty sweet. Mario over at the Dub Shop just installed one, and I like it. I've been looking at that thing for a good year or so. Just parting with $300 for it. That's a little difficult. Oh, let's see. All right. Got no questions down there? No questions down there? That's gonna be it, guys. That should be it. The question that I expected to see from is it AJ or IJ? But Michael's saying he's got to run. He loves the air-cooled bad brake install. Thanks for everything, brother. Oh, yeah, I love those brakes. So I got one more story for you guys. Speaking of brakes and why it's important to have really good brakes, and I'm super happy that I went four-wheel disc on Goose because I was driving home last night or the night before. After a nice cruise, I like to go cruising at night. And yeah, it was Saturday night, so a couple nights ago. And somebody pulled right out in front of me. Somebody that was probably been drinking because they acted like I didn't exist. I flashed my lights at them and everything, but they pulled right out in front of me, and I had to lock up the brakes, man. Lock up the brakes, and I probably scared the crap out of them because the squealing from my tires, I had to check them out to make sure I put no flat spots in them. Because, yeah, they had to lock them up. So four-wheel disc brakes, way to go. Bad brakes from Pete over at Air Cooled. I've got the big Willwoods, the 4-piston upgrade that I did. Probably saved the day. So thanks, Pete. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, you saved Goose with those badass brakes. All right, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. Hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy your work week. The next video coming out is going to be probably on fire extinguisher install. I got this fire extinguisher that's been rolling around underneath my back seat, and I've just been waiting for that damn thing to hit the seat the wrong way and then start blowing freaking crap all over in there. But I'm going to go ahead and do a bracket. There's a bracket you can buy with a quick release on it. I'm going to install that on my the center area of the bug, the tunnel. I already have a cutout on the tunnel where an inspection hole was, so I'm pretty sure I can just mount it right to there. So it should work out pretty nice. But yeah, look for that video coming soon. Plus, there's been a lot of interest on the full flow oil system video that I did. So I'm probably going to go into plumbing that full flow oil system. What you need to look for, and all the kind of fittings you need for a Dash 8AN install. So, see you guys soon. I appreciate you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.